everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. Been a while since I did it that way. Last happening, we finished up at the Star Shrine, fighting against the Elder Shrooboid and obtaining the 5th and final Cobalt Star Shard that is necessary to enter Shroob Castle, though not the final shard of the Cobalt Star. There seems to be one left, and likely it's in the Shroob's possession, because of course it is. This time, back at Peach's Castle in the present time, we are gonna go see the Professor himself for our guidance. Hey now, back at last. You've collected quite a few of the Cobalt Star Shards now, haven't you, boys? Why, you've got 5 of the Cobalt Star Shards. There's only one more to go. Professor, we have data about that Cobalt Star. It appears to possess the power to remove the barrier from the past castle. How'd you come to that conclusion? I mean, unless the Cobalt Star itself told you. It did! The spirit of the star materialized before us and gave us that very information. I see. Well, if you got it straight from the star's mouth, it's probably accurate. The end's inside, guys! Well, think good thoughts until you're all safely back here. That's gonna save the day. The time hold to the past castle is on the 3rd floor, fellers. You stay out of trouble now. Although I guess that's not really an option at this point. You just know how to motivate us, don't you, buddy? And you just keep repeating yourself, much to Luigi's chagrin. I actually thought chagrin was pronounced chagrin my whole life because of how it's spelled, and even though I'd heard the word chagrin said, I didn't really get that word spelled was the same word that I was hearing all those years. I thought they were 2 separate words. Anyway, as you would guess, we're gonna go around and make some preparations. There are some things that we have not seen yet, some things that I do want to go around the world and go get. First off, we're gonna go over this way. Yeah, over by Bowser's Castle in Holly Jolly Village. There's this ledge up here that we've been able to access for some time, but it's just been a little bit out of the way. Just wanted to grab this before anything else, just because there isn't really another good opportunity to grab it. We'll spin into you guys again, and we'll take, please don't have a good badge in it. Oh, right, Luigi, item fan badge. Wow, okay, so I guess you could have had this for a little while now. I've been pretty good about showing the badges though, so I think I can afford one little slip up. Increases attack item power, but decreased jump and hammer power. Maybe good for boss fights where you're gonna be spamming a lot of bros attacks, but I don't think I would use this regardless personally. I just think the setup that I have right now is a lot better. So I'll go ahead and take that. And there is something that we need to talk about right here. Yes, it's another thing that bothers me. Okay, I know there've been a lot of those lately, but I can't help it, okay? They've just all been so close together. This Toad! I jumped into that time hole and went back in time, and a huge monster chased me. Never again, you hear me? I will never mess with time travel again! Monsters, man! This Toad does not appear until this point in the game. He has never been here. He has said that he's wanted to jump into time holes, and throughout the entire game has only had that to say to you. Now he has said that he's gone into the time hole back to Holly Jolly Village, and there was something super powerful there. Why not go back there and see what he's yapping about? You can look around all you want. You can look around wherever you want. Despite the fact that this sounds like a trigger for some kind of super boss fight, some kind of optional battle that you'll get some great item for completing, no matter what you do, there is nothing here. This has bothered me since I was 15 years old. I went through Holly Jolly Village looking around for hours, trying everything I could think of, anything no matter how obscure, trying to make some kind of powerful super boss appear, and nothing. There weren't a whole lot of resources back then. People weren't really hacking every single game that came out to figure out the inner workings like they do nowadays. That didn't exist at the time, and there were a lot of rumors back then. There were some people that were claiming to have the answers about it. When you'd try their tricks, they wouldn't work. They're what we like to call playground rumors nowadays, something that is kind of lost on this generation of gamers, unfortunately. Well, I guess maybe not so much unfortunately as it is for better or worse, but the Shrooblets are the only enemies here. Not only have I looked around for a long time for the answers to this, but I, even when preparing for this series, personally asked some hackers to look through the game for me. They loaded every single battle routine that is present anywhere in the game's memory, loaded them all, and nothing. There is no super boss here. There is no point to it. Personally, I think that maybe they had planned to put something here, but just ran out of time and never implemented it and just forgot to remove the toad because he only appears at this one very specific time toward the end of the game, and he's just out of the way, so maybe nobody was checking or noticed that he was still there, but either way, this is pretty bad and kind of a case of shoddy craftsmanship. I'm sorry. I like a lot of the little bits of polish. I like a lot of the little Easter eggs we've seen up to this point. I think this game has got great personality and is just really cute, but this is one case where I can't really turn the other cheek, and I think it's pretty lame. I don't know. I can't even argue that the Shrooblets might have scared the toad, even though they're not dangerous at all because they just look freaky, but he clearly said it was a giant monster, and they're shorter than him. Maybe he just has a high opinion of himself. That's all I got. So even after all this time, Holly Jolly Village still remains a completely unremarkable area with no reason to revisit it other than the item blocks if you didn't hit them on your first visit. No bean spots, no new enemies there, nothing. It appears that they plan to put more stuff there, but just never did. Out with the negative, in with the positive. Now we're gonna do a sweep for all the bean spots that I missed on our last trip through time. And done! Told you it was positive. Told you I haven't had all my fun with that map yet. If you're curious, yes, Toadbird and Kylie are still here. We are leaving them for dead to be devoured by the local wildlife. How nice of us. He's gonna take you back to the present to see that the items aren't actually any different, yeah. No new bros attacks, nothing new for you here, but you're probably swimming in loads and loads of coinage by this point. It would not at all be a bad idea to buy lots of bros attacks and just load up as much as you possibly can, because really, what else are you gonna use it for? I'll tell you, not equipment. There is no new equipment available here. The ultimate equipment that you can buy from the shops opens to you just from accessing Toad Town for the first time and using that time hole. So maybe they intended for you to get this later, but you've gotten a jump on the ultimate stuff that you can buy at least as of that point, so nothing there. No new badges either, or yeah, there isn't a whole lot new here, unfortunately. So I guess I'm gonna follow my own advice and just load up on as many bros items as I possibly can. Hopefully I'll throw in the Prince Peasley poster as a bonus for buying so many items. I promised I'd get that for Luigi so long ago and I still haven't done it. I like copy flowers. Every time Mario uses one, he's gonna use up 2 of them, so why not? We'll buy a dozen. I don't have any smash eggs. They could be kind of fun to use to finish off an enemy for some chip damage and get some free items in the process. Sure, 20 of them. We don't have that many cannonballers and they're pretty cheap. 21 of them! Just upping the ante every time. I have no desire to use pocket chomps ever again, so screw them. I could see myself wishing I have more mixed flowers for some fights coming up if I get backed into a corner, so why not? 15. Yeah, I don't have that many uses for my coins other than going to Thwomp Volcano and fighting for as many beans as I can get, so I guess I'm gonna go do that now. I should also mention, there is a good reason for buying bros items for what's coming up, even if you have the ulti free badge. You'll see what it is in time, but trust me on this, I do have a plan, and there is a purpose to these bros items that I have purchased. So she does have text after you beat her in the fight. That's kind of nice. Then I would have hidden an X with a bean in it up here, but that's just me. Since it was the only thing I didn't show when we played this minigame last, the thing that you get for the extra burly flowers, that sounds hysterical, is 2 beans. Not bad. Personally, I prefer to play on the lower difficulties just because I can more consistently get a lot of spins, and I think my number of beans per 100 coins comes out to be a lot more when on extra burly, even though I can get 5 beans per spin, I'm a lot more likely to mess it up. You are welcoming us back with tall glasses of warm milk, I say to you! So we are here to buy from you, and I have anger and pity. If you want badges, you are capturing beans. Beans! Just in case you wanted to know what he said when you rejected him. I have come back for I have saved up my bean allowance, and we have the treasure badge. We'll take that. Wait, you are wearing this now. Okay. Luigi's going first in battle. Let's give him that. But abrupt as it may be, that is every single little bittle itty bitty weeny teeny preparation that I wanted to get done.
So you're about ready to set off into the past, aren't you? I just know you'll be able to rescue the princess. I believe in you. I'll be waiting back here with bells on.
I don't know if that's a saying or what, but I'm imagining Toad just jumping around with a vest with little reindeer bells on it like it's Christmas time, and it's really adorable, but I don't know, maybe it's a Brooklyn thing, maybe it's a British thing, maybe it's a Canadian or Australian thing. I highly doubt it's a Southern English thing. That's the only other offshoot of English I can think of right now, and I can't imagine cowboys are known for doing that, but we'll run with it. Before going back, here is what I settled on. In the way of equipment, things haven't really changed a lot. Baby Luigi provisionally has the Lucky Badge on him. There is a badge that we're going to be obtaining later that I want to put on him. To complement the Lucky Badge, I gave him the Stash Gene still. I decided to go all in with Stash on Baby Luigi because even though he isn't exactly the highest attack character, he naturally has much better Stash than Baby Mario, and by going all in on Stash with him, he's going to be getting lucky hits almost every single time he does damage. This is going to make Luigi's combo jump attack a lot better. It's going to mean a lot more damage for us in general whenever we do a copy flower or a trampoline whenever it comes around to Baby Luigi. His hits being luckies are going to be doing about as much damage as a regular hit from either of the bros. So I thought this was a great way to go with him. Baby Mario hasn't really changed a whole lot at all. I stuck with attack buffing equipment on him just because he's Baby Mario, he tends to do a lot of damage. I stuck the Pummel Badge on him just so we have that ability to insta-kill enemies if we're ever in a baby-only segment. I like that badge on him quite a bit. We will be changing it eventually, but this is just what I have for right now. Luigi still has the Paraslax, he's still going to be going first in pretty much every battle, but he now has the Treasure Badge on him so that if we can end a battle in one bros attack, we're guaranteed to get item drops out of the enemies. Mario is still our heaviest hitter, he still has the Dynamic Badge equipped. Not much has changed there. But here we are. Let's fly. By hinges and handles! The Cobalt Star's reacting with extreme agitatification! Stupendous! Now we can gain access, if you follow. The Shroobs have certainly made this their stronghold. Loathing cycle activated. Remain alert and keep your eyeballs open. All of you, back to adventure! What's up? Back up! Back up!
Okay.
If you're not gonna be enthusiastic about this adventure, we are gonna make you! And this is it! Starting off, we have new enemies, kind of. They look like they have little slices of pizza on their head. Yeah, I know they're supposed to be autumn leaves. These are Tashroobas! They are just simple palette swaps of the Tanoombas that we saw earlier. I don't really get their disguises because they were trying to disguise themselves as things on Thwomp Volcano. Personally, I think they could have gone for some new disguises, maybe disguising themselves as Shroobs or UFOs, and then whoops, well, I guess those would be enemies regardless though, so maybe that wouldn't really be the best disguise. But I don't know, they could be harmless little poison mushrooms on the ground or try to blend in with the floor of the castle or something like that. I don't really understand their disguises. I'm not going to try to pick them apart too much. They do exactly what you think they do. They're not capable of inflicting poison despite their appearance or anything like that. Just kind of normal, boring, bland palette swaps that give Baby Mario a level up, so I can't be too upset about that. Speed's the only thing that's worthwhile on here. Let's go for it. +6. And this level up theme never stops being good. I love getting it every time. It's such an awesome reward for just doing a good job and getting your level ups and talking over it so you can't hear it. I realized it partway through right there that I probably should be quiet for a few seconds so you can enjoy it too. Because I'm sure a lot of you love the level up theme like I do. But, over this way. Oh, we actually have a new enemy. Okay, I guess we can fight you first before we go over the elephant in the room in this room, and I don't mean you. This is a snooze orb. They're asleep by default. The main goal is to finish them off in one move, but I kind of want to show what they do, so that doesn't really work. And wow, I was bad at the timing there. Let's wake you up too. Let's get a party going here. Come on. All right, he's mad now. There's that lucky hit out of Baby Luigi like I was saying we'd be getting, and now, come on, rolling, 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 gotta keep on rolling. Ah, there we go. I think I redeemed myself on that second one right there. I think I got pretty good time, and oh boy, yeah, they have, as soon as I say it, they have a mouth laser. They are able to fire at either of you. I think they can also sweep fire along the ground. They're not overly complicated, but they are one of the more distinct looking Mario enemies that I don't think anyone ever talks about, so, I kind of like them for that reason. Kind of nice looking. Don't do any damage to them by perfectly counterattacking that, unfortunately, but that should be about it. And you know what? Only one target. Yeah, let's do the green shell. We got more of them. This was why I wanted to buy those additional bros attacks before we got our show on the road. I knew that I was going to give Luigi the treasure badge just so that we could see what all the enemies were capable of dropping, because there are some good drops around here. Like him dropping a red shell, so we turned our green shell into one. Yay! It was actually better to use the green shell in that case. See, it's not factually better all the time, just 99% of the time. Now, look at the map. You can see that there are 3 blue pipes. Looks awfully familiar to a certain other area that we have visited. These are going to be pipes you're going to use to come back from later on. The time hole is right next to them so that you can heal. That's pretty nice. Now let's get into another battle with Chishruba. Because on Luigi's turn, let's go and do a mixed flower. Let's go overkill on these guys. That was pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. Knocks them out immediately, and just by clearing out a group of enemies on Luigi's turn, or whoever you have the treasure badge equipped to, you can get multiple items out of it. It even stacks with the item drops that you would have normally gotten, the ones that you would have normally gotten from the fighter in white text, the ones that you got from the treasure badge forcibly giving them to you is in the gold text. Already infinitely makes the treasure badge worth getting, and I'm very, very happy to have known about that. Start off, we have, oh my gosh, really? We're starting this place off on the gimmick that I don't like and don't think is fun or clever or anything, and just get annoyed every time I see it. Okay, trying to think positive thoughts about this. I guess it is the enemy stronghold, so I should feel at least a little bit annoyed, because if it was easy, that would be bad. There we go, there's the positive spin on it. But if I may talk about something that actually does bother me that I can't really find a silver lining on, I don't feel this music. I'm sorry. I get that the Shroobs are supposed to feel very dire, and they definitely do a good job doing that. The song does its job. It's just, I think because it comes after Star Shrine, which was just such an amazing and warm and encouraging song that I just love listening to, and I get that this song is not even remotely supposed to be the same thing as it. I just, composition-wise, much prefer that song, and a lot of people like Toad Town, a lot of people like Star Hill, and Swamp Volcano had great music. It's just, what I'm trying to say is the area themes have all been top-notch up to this point, but this is just adding a few extra little bits onto the Shroop theme that we've heard throughout the whole game, so I'm sorry. I'll let you be quiet so you can judge for yourself. Oh. I take back what I said. The song is very effective and does a fantastic job at what it's trying to make you feel, because it is probably the most fitting theme to what I was feeling in that moment when I fell down into those spikes. Yeah, it's not a bad song by any stretch. I just don't think that it measures up to all the fantastic area themes before it. If you want a good dire sounding song that I think had better composition, Thwomp Cavern was amazing. I love that song just so much though, but Yeah, this is probably the first area theme that I would say that about. I like Toad Town okay. I like a lot of the other ones, but yeah, sorry. Anyway, enough complaining! We shall remove Princess Shroob's ovaries and then hit them with... Okay, I'll stop there. I'm sorry, that looks really goofy that they hit the block in her crotch of all places. And then she has a square shape. Maybe it's a C-section. I'm just gonna. Well, I mean, it is purple. I need to just stop talking. Okay, all right. I am not helping myself. I am just making you think that I am even more of a chucklehead in this process. Oh my gosh. All right, off to the right. Now we can move forward. We got another snooze orb.
Let's go.
There's the sweep fire, and there's also them hitting above your head, which I was quite bad at avoiding. These enemies are not exactly the ones that I am the most well-versed at. All right, to Shruba time. Again here, we see rare footage of the dead Tashruba. I was going to say of the dizzy status inflicted by Smash Egg, but oh well. Another Ultra Drop. Still didn't quite get it, but Mario gets a level up. HP is looking pretty darn great. Mario, why don't you join Luigi in the 100 HP? Ouch. I wanted to feel special about myself, but now I gotta grind at another level if I want to feel that in the immediate future. Yeah, we'll get it before the end, but I won't get it by the roulette. It'll just automatically happen. There you go, Luigi. Maybe if you try really hard and groom yourself really nicely, maybe someday you'll catch up to the baby hair that you had when you were much younger. Still getting even more Ultra Drops out of him. Great healing item, great way to stock up on him. I guess you have even less use for your coins than I was saying you did before, which is actually kind of sad. I'm gonna carry onward. We are definitely not able to hit those by any means, but we can open the gate. It's kind of funny how a little tiny garden gate was the only protection they had for their entire castle, but alright, I guess to be fair, they don't really strike me as a whole bright bunch. It's really weird. They have advanced technology, yet they're the most barbaric aliens possible and don't really have a lot more to them than that. It's really strange. Anyway, with that, I actually kind of want to see if I can get up there. No, I cannot. Alright. Well, we have arrived at the first of the warp pipes. We're gonna go down. And we have a long road ahead of us. Next time on Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time, we go exploring the interior of Shroob Castle now that we've made it. See you guys then.